Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Sorry to remind you that the Ukrainians lied, and this has been confirmed by their friends, the Poles, who have balls. What a coincidence. And the investigation on that, if you remember, that stray missile that fell in Poland and killed those two Polish people. And the Ukrainians immediately claimed it was the Russians, and now the investigators, the Polish investigators, finalized an investigation, concluded that that was a Ukrainian missile that killed the Poles that came into the territory of Poland. And remember, Ukraine wanted NATO to attack Russia because of that. That was the first strike. The other one, if you remember, was what the Romanians, a rocket, missile, some came over there. They made all kind of stories trying to drag these guys in a war. So let me show you. It's very interesting that this investigation was concluded in, I don't know, last a year, but the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines terrorist attack, no, not yet. We don't know who did it. Well, we know, don't we? So here is the article coming from Sputnik. Right there is from the 26th of September 2023. Polish investigators confirm Ukraine fired missile found in Poland last fall, reports. Remember this with the grain, with the corn thing and those two people? Polish investigators have confirmed the missile which fell on the territory of Poland last fall and killed two people was fired by Ukraine. A Polish newspaper reported on Tuesday, citing sources. The investigators ruled out that the missile was launched from Russia. The newspaper said, adding that a conclusion on the ownership of the missile was made despite lack of cooperation with Ukraine, that had given no materials on the incident to Poland. The investigation identified that a S-300 5V-55 air defense missile was fired from Ukraine and later fell on Przevodov, the report stated. However, it added that the prosecution is not officially disclosing any information on the case yet. And I'm quoting, indeed, we have obtained the conclusion of the investigation, but due to its confidential nature, we are not disclosing its content, end quote. The prosecutor office's spokesman, Lukasz Lubchansky, Chansky was quoted as saying by the newspaper. The spokesman added that investigation activities on the territory of Poland had been terminated and Ukraine had been requested to provide legal assistance. Last November, a missile fell on Polish territory near the border with Ukraine, killing two people. Warsaw said that the missiles were Russian-made, but later clarified that there was a high probability that they were shot by Ukrainian air defense forces working to intercept incoming Russian missiles. So the determination was made. The Ukrainians immediately said, again, with no evidence, that it was the Russians. The same with the Kakhovka Dam. I'm going to keep coming to that one. The Ukrainians claimed the Russians blew up the Kakhovka Dam on the Dnieper River without providing any evidence. They said, well, those guys blew it up with some explosive, and the Western idiots took it because it worked in their interest. So that's how media works. And then they claim you and I, or I don't know, other individuals like me, we spread misinformation and disinformation. And these guys lie through their teeth. Open their mouth, there's a lie. Anyway, this is not the first time when the Ukrainians lie and blame it was someone else. Remember, they lied 2 days ago that they killed that Russian Black Sea Fleet commander in that attack in Sevastopol, in headquarters. He's alive and well. They said that the one Russian missiles from the Black Sea crossed into Romanian territory going to destroy Lviv or Lvov. The Romanians said, no, we did not cross our territory. It was 30 kilometers out east of our territory. Again, the Ukrainians try to drag them in. I mean, I don't blame them. They keep trying. And I also, how should I put it straight? I suspect that certain things that they claim the Russians did it could have been done by them in the same time. Like that attack on that market. Remember that market in Dnipropetrovsk, I think it was, where they said that it was the Russians destroying, 16 people and all that. And again, it was New York Times came out and said, well, the investigation and the witnesses point out to the direction of your air defense systems, not the Russians. But they try now to change it. The Ukrainians, I covered that in an article, I think today, when they say, well, the Russians have a different tactic now of launching their missiles. They send them this way and then they turn around and hit from behind. Therefore, I'm waiting for them to make the case that that market that you guys accuse us of doing it, actually, see, it was the Russian missiles who passed over, turned around and came from our direction, just to blame us. Okay, all right, not impossible, but I've been around the block a few times, and something like this would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if the Russians did it like that. It wouldn't surprise me if the Ukrainians hit their own market and blamed the other ones. It would not surprise me if it was an accident or a clear determination to hit it and then point to the Russians. Why? Because Blinken was visiting Ukraine at that time. Remember, as Biden was visiting, and then the alarms, the sirens started wailing in Kiev, supposedly an air attack, and nobody was in a hurry. Really? If the air sirens, an attack would be incoming, and those starts wailing over there, I guarantee you the Secret Services, the Americans, will jump on that semi-conscious Biden, 90% cell bodies dead, get him and hiding somewhere, probably in a box with ice for good keeping for a while, or like Dracula somewhere in a cold in the basement somewhere. In a cellar. So yeah, these guys confirm, no surprise here. It could have been the Russians too, and this could have been an accident, or it could have been a determined strike. Now, it's kind of not impossible, obviously, but it's very unlikely that you close your eyes, you send a missile, and it falls on two people on a little tractor with grain. Isn't that very fucking strange? I mean, right in the middle of nowhere, in a little village with 12 houses or something, and they're on the street and they hit two people. One missile hits two people. I don't think that. I mean, it's like you go over there and you win a jackpot 3 times in a row. No, my friends, no. Just think about it. Just think about how many people are driving something or are outside to be hit by a missile in the middle of the village of the not a big town. Let's say it fell on Krakow or on Warsaw. No. In a freaking not cornfield, but outside village, 10 houses, and hit two people on a tractor with a grain behind them. I think that was not a coincidence. I can have my gut feelings, because it's very, very, very unlikely something like this to just coincidentally happen. I think it was just a setup. Those guys are going to be blow up. Poland will not be able to determine who did it, or maybe they will cover it up and they will help us beat the Russians. I think that was the calculation. I have no evidence, but based on probabilities and the possibilities and how the world revolves, I think that's by far the correct conclusion. Not, just a mistake, tried to hit, and it fell straight on a moving tractor. Really? And killing them, not even blowing the tractor or the trailer, whatever they were hauling. My friends, let's stop pretending we're dumb, because we're not. And they're not smart. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.